Imagine this. It is the dead of night, the humid air thick with the scent of the South Carolina swamp. You are driving home, the road empty, when suddenly a sickening pop and hiss of flat tire. As you are changing it, a shadow emerges from the dense woods, towering over 7 feet tall, its skin green and scaly, with eyes that glow. An unsettling red. Before there is time to react, the creature is upon your car, ripping, tearing, and clawing, attempting to gain entry. This is not a scene from a horror movie. This is the alleged true story of the lizard man of Scape or Swamp, a legend that terrorized a small South Carolina town and became a global phenomenon. The sheer terror of a vehicle attack by an unknown entity serves as a powerful and unique element in this cryptid's narrative, and unlike passive sightings of other mysterious creatures. The lizard man's aggressive encounters with automobiles, featuring tooth marks, scratches, ripped mirrors, gouged roofs, elevate the story from mere observation to a visceral struggle for survival. This active, destructive interaction provides a tangible, albeit disputed, form of evidence that often eludes other cryptid accounts, making the legend more grounded in real-world events and significantly amplifying its chilling appeal. The direct threat to personal safety and property makes the story profoundly unsettling and captivating. For audiences, the story takes its roots in the humid, moss-draped landscapes of Lee County, South Carolina, specifically the mysterious Scape or Swamp. This is not merely a geographical location. It is the reputed home of one of America's most bizarre cryptids, the lizard man, first surfacing in the summer of 1988. This creature quickly transitioned from local folklore to national headlines, forever etching its presence into the region's identity. The choice of a swamp as the creature's habitat significantly contributes to its mystique and perceived elusiveness. Swamps are inherently eerie, liminal spaces, often associated with hidden dangers and the unknown in folklore across cultures. This setting is not arbitrary. It reinforces the creature's ability to appear and disappear without a trace, providing a natural explanation for its elusive nature and the persistent lack of definitive proof. The murky waters and dense foliage act as a natural veil, enhancing the sense of mystery and making the creature's existence more plausible within its environmental context. The legend gained widespread notoriety following the terrifying account of 17-year-old Christopher Davis. On June 29, 1988, around 2 o'clock to 2:30 a.m., Davis was driving home from his night shift at McDonald's when his '76 Celica suffered a flat tire on Browntown Road, a secluded stretch near the edge of Scape or Swamp. As he was replacing the jack in his car's trunk, he noticed something large and dark moving rapidly towards him from about 30 yards away. What Davis described defied belief. He recounted seeing a creature approximately 7 feet tall, with green, wet-like, scaly skin, glowing red eyes, and 3 fingers on each hand, tipped with 4-inch black claws. Terrified, Davis scrambled into his car, but the creature was too fast. It grabbed his car's mirror in an attempt to wrench the door open, then hurled itself onto the roof. As Davis sped away, reaching speeds of 35 to 40 miles per hour, the beast clung to the vehicle, banging and clawing at the roof and windshield before finally falling. Off as he swerved frantically, Davis immediately reported the harrowing incident to the Lee County Sheriff's Office, led by Sheriff Liston Ruesdale. A notable aspect of the initial reports is the consistency in Davis's description of the creature's core physical attributes across multiple accounts. The creature was consistently described as being approximately 7 feet tall, with green, scaly skin and striking red eyes, often noted to have 3 digits on its hands and feet. While some minor details of the encounter might have varied in later retellings, this stable visual description suggests a powerful and memorable initial impression that cemented the creature's image in the public consciousness. This internal coherence, despite the passage of time, contributes to the legend's enduring presence. The initial reports, particularly Chris Davis's dramatic account, ignited an immediate media frenzy dubbed Lizard Mania in 1988. National and international media outlets, including newspapers, radio, and television stations, descended upon Bishopville, eager to cover the bizarre tale. Sheriff Liston Ruesdale himself noted that the lizard man became a national celebrity and put Lee County on the map. The phenomenon reached such heights that a local radio station, Woo's, even offered a $1 million reward for the creature's capture, though it was never claimed. This media frenzy acted as a powerful amplifier, transforming a local incident into a national and even international phenomenon. The extensive media coverage was not merely passive reporting. It actively engaged with and sensationalized the story, directly contributing to its rapid propagation and popularization. The offering of a substantial reward, for instance, was a direct consequence of this heightened media attention, designed to further capitalize on and sensationalize the narrative. This demonstrates a clear cause and effect relationship, an initial sighting followed by media amplification, leading to widespread public interest and the emergence of commercial opportunities. The cultural and economic impact on Bishopville was profound. Christopher Davis, the central figure, found himself signing autographs at a makeshift Lizard Man information center. Merchandise, including Lizard Man t-shirts and hats, became hot sellers, even reaching as far as Myrtle Beach. The county began hosting a Lizard Man 5000 race, and at least 3 songs were written about the creature. The SC Cotton Museum in Bishopville continues to feature an exhibit dedicated to the legend, with interest spiking. During new sightings, the community of Bishopville actively embraced and commercialized the Lizard Man legend, transforming a source of initial fear into a unique cultural identity and an economic asset. The proliferation of merchandise community events like the Lizard Man 5000 and the more recent Stomp Festival, first held in 2022 by the Friends of the Lizard Man Committee, formed in 2019, showcase a deliberate collective effort to preserve and celebrate the legend. Local figures emphasize this ownership, with George Roberts, chair of the Friends of the Lizard Man Committee, stating, "Lee County owns the legend of the Lizard Man and we intend to keep it." This transformation from a terrifying monster to a celebrated town mascot illustrates the adaptive nature of folklore and its potential for fostering community pride and generating tourism. The string of sightings indeed provided a small economic boom for the area. Despite the widespread fascination the Lizard Man legend has faced significant scrutiny from skeptics and investigators. Ben Radford, a skeptical investigator, has pointed out several inconsistencies in Christopher Davis's original account, contradicting Sheriff Truesdale's assertion that Davis's story never wavered. Details such as whether the creature had scales or was packed with mud, the distance between Davis and the creature, and the severity of the car attack reportedly changed over time in various tellings. These varying details in Davis's account underscore the inherent unreliability of human memory, particularly when recounting stressful or traumatic events. Narratives can be subtly shaped over time, whether consciously or unconsciously, influenced by subsequent discussions, media portrayals, or the natural process of memory reconstruction. This suggests that even if Davis genuinely believed he encountered something terrifying, the specific details of that encounter might have been subject to alteration, rather than indicating a deliberate fabrication. Furthermore, Radford questioned the visibility conditions at AM in a heavily wooded area with no nearby lighting, and a non-bright moon, raising doubts about Davis's ability to discern such specific features of the creature. The claim that the creature caught up to Davis's car while he was driving at 40 miles per hour also strains credulity. Additionally, reports vary on when Davis actually reported the incident to the police, with some sources indicating a delay of 2 or more weeks after the alleged attack. The absence of photographic evidence of the car damage, coupled with conflicting newspaper accounts on its severity, one quoting Davis as escaping with no more than a scratch on his fender versus widespread reports of ripped and gouged parts, further weakens the physical evidence. Radford also suggested that the polygraph test administered to Davis might have been a publicity stunt by a company arranging his personal appearances. One significant revelation in the Lizard Man saga was the admission of a hoax. In August 1988, Kenneth Orr, an airman stationed at Shaw Air Force Base, filed a police report claiming he had encountered and shot the Lizard Man. He later confessed that he had fabricated the entire story in order to keep stories about the Lizard Man in circulation. The Kenneth Orr hoax offers a fascinating glimpse into the dynamics of folklore perpetuation. It reveals that individuals might actively contribute to a legend, not necessarily for malicious gain, but out of a desire to maintain the excitement, media attention, or even the economic benefits that the story brings to a community. This blurs the line between genuine belief and intentional myth-making, showing how people become active participants in the evolution of a legend, extending its lifespan and cultural impact. Alternative explanations for the sightings have also been proposed. Local law enforcement officials initially speculated that the sightings could have been a bear. In the 2008 car damage incident, although blood traces were found to be from a domestic dog, the local sheriff still suggested a coyote or wolf, indicating a tendency to attribute unexplained events to wild animals. Investigator Alicia Lutz put forth a more specific theory regarding Chris Davis's encounter, suggesting he may have seen Lucius Elmore, a local butterbean farmer. Elmore claimed he was guarding his shed that night due to recent thefts and walked out to the road after hearing a tire blow out, thinking it was thieves. The stark contrast between the fantastical descriptions of the lizard man and these mundane alternative explanations, a bear, a farmer, or even a domestic dog, highlights a pervasive human tendency to seek extraordinary explanations for ambiguous events. This is particularly true when a compelling narrative framework, such as an existing cryptid legend, is already established within a community. The preference for a more exciting or mysterious explanation, even when simpler, more plausible ones are available, speaks to the powerful influence of narrative over pure empirical evidence. Ultimately, despite numerous reports and significant media attention, no definitive physical evidence of the lizard man's existence, such as clear photographs, DNA samples, or a captured creature, has ever been found. Even alleged photographic evidence, such as the one featured on Stephen Colbert's show in 2015, turned out to be a lizard man costume. Despite the skepticism, the lack of concrete evidence, and the plausible alternative explanations, the lizard man legend has deeply permeated the local culture of Bishopville and Lee County. It refuses to be forgotten, experiencing a rebirth of interest around 2018. The formation of the Friends of the Lizard Man Committee in 2019, with its explicit motto of preserving the legend, and the continued success of events like the Stomp Festival featuring lizard-themed food, music, and merchandise, are powerful testaments to its cultural staying power. The active preservation and celebration of the lizard man legend by the community, even in the face of scientific skepticism, demonstrates the profound role of folklore in shaping local identity and collective memory. This goes beyond mere belief in a creature's physical existence. It is about the legend as a cultural asset, a shared story that binds the community, attracts visitors, and provides a unique sense of place. As local Robert Howell Lapley put it, no matter who you are, it's part of the local folklore now. This transformation from a terrifying encounter to a celebrated piece of local heritage highlights the dynamic and adaptive nature of folklore. The lizard man story serves as a compelling case study in cryptozoology, illustrating the complex interplay between eyewitness accounts, media amplification, scientific skepticism, and cultural appropriation. It showcases how a legend can persist and even thrive regardless of definitive proof. The sentiment expressed by many locals, "I can't doubt it. I can't prove it," perfectly encapsulates the enduring appeal of such mysteries. The lizard man is not just a monster. It is a microcosm of how modern myths are born, spread, challenged, and ultimately integrated into the cultural fabric. So, what truly lurks in the murky depths of Scape or swamp? Perhaps sometimes the legend itself is more powerful than any definitive truth. If you like this video, please like and share it. Subscribe and ring that notification bell.